Okay, so we are going to start the new chapter, acid, bases, and salts. So here you have some acids. The most familiar one, hydrochloric acid, HCl. See in the subscript I have written AQ, which means aqueous. Then you have a sulfuric acid, H2SO4, which is also aqueous. So the thing is that every acid becomes acid, or we call it acid when it is aqueous, when it gets dissolved in water. Otherwise, it is not called as acid. For example, if there is a HCl, but HCl is in its standard form is a gas, so now I cannot call it hydrochloric acid. Now it is hydrogen chloride. Okay, but when it is in the aqueous state, then only it becomes acid. So every acid becomes acid when it is in its aqueous state. So then the third acid is a nitric acid with a formula of HNO3, ethanoic acid, CH3COOH, where ethanoic acid is used. Yes,
in
anyone
vinegar?
of you? Sorry?
In
Yes.
vinegar?
Yeah, very good, in vinegar. So vinegar have ethanoic acid, phosphoric acid, H3PO4, carbonic acid. Where carbonic acid is used or is present? In all the soft drinks. Okay, all the soft drinks contains carbonic acid, and citric acid, where it is present? In fruits like lemon, oranges. Okay, so I have written the formula of 6 acids along with their name. So these are very important for your O levels exam. You must remember these acids, their names, and their formulas. Okay, now if you see, you will see one thing common in all of the acids, and what is that? Hydrogen. So it means, or it indicates, that every acid has a hydrogen in it, but there are other compounds like methane, which is a natural gas that comes to our houses, have hydrogen. There is ammonia, it also have a hydrogen. So see, they also contain hydrogen, but they are not acids. So hydrogen is present in acid, but actually those compounds are acid which produces hydrogen ion, which produces H plus ion when dissolved in water. So if I dissolve methane in water, it doesn't dissolve. If I dissolve ammonia in water, so ammonia basically dissolves form NH4 positive ion and a hydroxide ion. So see, no hydrogen ion is produced and it is not dissolved in water. So that's why these are not acids. So what are actually acids? Acids are those compounds. So if the examiner asks you to define the term acid, so you will going to write this statement, that compounds which produces hydrogen ion when dissolved in water or in aqueous solution. Is this understandable to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, Manahil, Khatija,
Yes,
and Sania. Okay,
sir.
note this down.
Yes, sir.
Sir, ethanol,
Ethanoic acid.
ethanoic acid, mineral acid. Ethanoic acid, mineral acid.
No, it's organic acid.
And carbonic acid.
Hmm?
Carbonic acid, organic acid.
No, all are mineral acids except ethanoic acid and citric acid.
Sir, अगर कोई भी element like जो compound
बनाए और
Mm.
हाइड्रोजन प्रोड्यूस हो
If we dissolve it in water and it produces hydrogen ion in water, then it is acid.
सर कार्बनिक एसिड का फॉर्मूला क्या है?
H2CO3.
फॉर्मूला नहीं है।
It is a very big formula like C17 and something. So that's why I have not written, because it's not necessary to remember the formula of citric acid. But for these acids, it's important for you to remember these formulas. Citric acid is C6H8O7, but it's not necessary to remember it. So that's why I haven't written over here. Yes, everybody done till here?
Yes, sir.
At which line you are?
every compound
Okay. Manahil and Sania, why you both didn't come on physical?
Sir, I'm not doing well, so that's why.
Rohil is not also coming. Is he coming for the other classes? Yeah.
he's not
Okay. Do you guys know why he's not here?
so all of them it's
Okay. Yes, done?
yes sir.
Okay. Don't copy at first. Let me explain you, then you guys can copy. So, when we talk about acids, so acids are of two types. One are called strong acids and the other one are called weak acids. What is the difference between these two? Here I have written dissociates completely. Dissociates mean broken down. So when acid dissolves in water, it splits up. The molecule of the acid splits into ions. So we know every compound have a two type of ion. One is the positive ion and the other one is the negative ion. That's what we have studying in the electrochemistry as well, right? So when acid dissolves in water, it dissociates. Dissociates means breakdown. You can use the term breakdown. You can use the term split up completely in water or aqueous solution. What does this mean to split up or to dissociate completely? It just means basically, for example, if we are adding 20 molecules of acid in a water. So all of the 20 molecules are going to break down into ions. On the other hand, when we talk about weak acids, they dissociates partially. It means incompletely. So it means, for example, if I am adding 20 molecules of an acid in a water, so out of 20, few molecules are going to break down into ions and rest of the molecules stay as the molecules. So that is called partial dissociation or partial breaking down. Is this understandable to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Khatija, Manahil and
Strong
Sania?
pura breakdown.
Yeah, all of the molecules, the number of molecules which we add in water, all of them broken down into ions, all of them dissociates into ions. And for a weak acid, only small molecules, a small number of molecules out of the total number of molecules dissociates into ions.
Sir, ions so them so like come like covalent compound बना रहे हो.
No, ionic compounds
हाँ,
are there, they have ions. Being a molecule, they don't have ion, but when they dissolve in water, they form ions. Otherwise, they don't have ions. Okay, so for strong acids, we use this single side arrow, the arrow in the single direction. And for weak acid, we use the reversible arrow. Okay, just wait for a moment. Okay, so we can know by looking at the equation whether the acid is strong or weak by the arrows that have been used. If the arrow is a one-sided or in a one direction, then it means that acids are strong acids. And when the dissociation of the acid is shown by the double arrow, the reversible arrow, then it indicates that that is weak acid. Okay, complete this. Leave the spaces for each equation. Now I'm going to show you how we will dissociate the acids.
Sir, I have
Completely ionized and water भी सही है ना?
Yes. Yes, Khatija?
sir, I want to ask that why the arrows are different in both the cases.
Why?
The arrows are different. Like here we have only one arrow, but here we have reversible arrows. So is there any reason?
Can you repeat again, please, Khatija?
Sir, I am asking that why the arrows are different in both the cases.
See, basically, we said that strong acids are the one which dissociates completely, right? So it means that when the ions are found, they do not turn back into the molecules. But in the weak acids, as they partially dissociate, it indicates that some of the ions which can form also turn back into the molecule as well. That's why it's partial dissociation, and that's why we use the reversible arrow. Because the ions can
Okay.
join and turns back into the molecule again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yes, is everybody done till here?
Yes, sir.
Take the picture. Okay. Now, if you see over here, how many hydrogens are there in hydrochloric acid? One hydrogen, right? So it means when it dissociates, it is going to produce one hydrogen ion, and hydrogen ion always have a +1 charge. So if hydrogen ion have a +1 charge, then the ion which is left is of Cl, then what will be its charge? -1 only. Okay, so if there are more hydrogens than this one, for example, if instead of HCl, its formula is like H2Cl, let's suppose, or H2Z, that can be any negative ion. So when it dissociates, how many hydrogen it is going to produce? 2 hydrogen ions it is going to produce. So if it is producing 2 hydrogen ions, what is the charge on each hydrogen? +1. So there are 2 hydrogens, then it means how much is the charge now? 2 plus. So what will be the charge on Z then? 2 negative. So that's how you will identify the charge of the negative ion depending upon the number of hydrogens which are being dissociated from the molecule. Okay, so either we can write directly the hydrochloric acid HCl in the aqueous form, or if we do not, if we write it as a gas, then we will write AQ over here, which is indicating that this gas is being dissolved in water. So when it is dissolved in water, what it will going to break into ions. So hydrogen ion will produce, and chloride ion will produce as well. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, Khatija, Manahil, and Sania.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in the similar way, try to write the equation for the nitric acid. All of you. And you three, Khatija, Sania, and Manahil, WhatsApp me your equations as you made.
Okay, sir.
Yes, everybody done with that? Photocopy.
Something and photocopy.
ओके, नाइट्रिक एसिड की इक्वेशन बनाए.
Sir, I have sent you on the WhatsApp.
Very good. Put the state symbol CQ. Can you show me the equation? Very good.
Sir, I have sent it you on the
Just
WhatsApp.
let me see. Okay, put the state symbols and put the charge to output plus between hydrogen ion and nitrate ion, Manahil.
सारी electrolysis की आपने वाली slide मांगी थी.
Oh, I forgot. I will share it with you. Okay, Khatija, yours is fine. Sania. Put the plus between hydrogen ion and nitrate ion.
Okay, sir, done.
Okay. Now, so see, hydrogen ion is formed and nitrate ion is formed, or you can write in the second way, where there is a AQ written along with the nitric acid, hydrogen nitrate gas. Hydrogen ion is formed in the aqueous state and nitrate ion is formed in the aqueous state. Okay. Now let's move over here. Okay. So if you look at this sulfuric acid, how many hydrogens it have? Two. So it is going to produce how many hydrogen ions? Two hydrogen ions. So if two hydrogen ions are removed, then the leftover ion have the formula of SO4, 2 negative. Very good.
Sir, can you explain me again? The third
Yes,
one.
sure. I have given you the same example earlier as well. See how many hydrogen ions are here?
2.
Two. So it is going to produce two hydrogen ions.
Yes.
Right? So there is a one positive charge on each hydrogen. So if there are two hydrogen, that makes positive 2. So if that is positive 2, then the negative ion must have a -2 ion charge. Is this clear?
Okay, sir.
Like H2 or
No. When the ion is formed, ion is not two atoms joined with each other. Every particle is alone. So that's why we will write 2H positive. It means there are two H positive which are not bonded to each other. If you write H2 with a positive 2, it means the two hydrogens are bonded to each other, which is wrong.
or maybe charge more.
Yeah, obviously. Yes. Okay, now have a look. How many hydrogens does sulfuric acid have? Two. So is there a possibility, or actually this happens that every time first only one hydrogen is released by the molecule, not the two hydrogens together. So in actual, what will happen that it first releases one hydrogen, and if the one hydrogen is released, then what is left behind? HSO4. So see, if one hydrogen is released, so this one carry only -1 charge, and then it will further dissociates to produce another hydrogen ion, and now it will become SO4 2-, which is a sulfate ion. So this equation, which we did earlier, is basically the net equation, but in actual, first this happens, then this happens, and we collectively show it like this. Is this understandable?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But like, I mean, difference like is not there.
What difference?
Meaning, but like,
No, there are two ways to showing this. You can do it by any way. You have to know that how it can be shown, or by how many ways it can be shown. Okay. Now have a look at the next equation. In next ethanoic acid, how many hydrogens you are observing?
3 or 4.
4, right? But if you see, all those 4 hydrogens are not bonded to same thing. One hydrogen is bonded to oxygen, and the 3 hydrogens are bonded to carbon, right? See, yes. How many hydrogens are here in this molecule?
4
4. Out of these 4, only one hydrogen is bonded to
oxygen.
oxygen, and the rest of the 3 hydrogens are bonded to carbon. So in this case, you must remember this thing, COOH2. So whenever you find this part or this thing in any compound, then remember only the hydrogen which is present in this part is going to form ion, and rest of the hydrogens stay there as they were. So it means out of these 4, only the hydrogen that is bonded to O is going to be dissociates to form hydrogen ion, and the whole part becomes -1 because only one hydrogen is released. It is become aqueous, and this also become aqueous. There is a reversible sign, and what this reversible sign indicates, as we discussed earlier, it indicates that it's the ionization is partial. Some of the molecules going to ionize, some didn't, and most of them didn't. So that's why we consider it as a weak acid. Is this clear?
तो partially ionized मतलब कि ये जो CH3C है ये नहीं छोड़ेगा.
No. Partially ionized means, for example, in water I have added 20 molecules of this. So initially there are 20. Then how many of these are formed? No, not a single, because there are only 20 molecules which I have added. It's time 0 when I have just added. So after some time, or after when the dissociation is completed, what we find that 12 are still there. So it means how many molecules are broken down? 8. So 8 these ions are produced, and 8 these ions are produced, and 12 of the molecules stay as it is. But in this case, for example, if I'm talking about sulfuric acid, if I have added 20 molecules initially, So after some time, it becomes zero and all of the molecules dissociated into ions. So that is what complete dissociation is.
A40.
Because how many are these right now?
Two.
Two. One is producing two.
Hmm.
So if there are 20 molecules, so 40 hydrogen ion will be produced. Okay, complete this quickly.
Sir, ethanoic reversible, no?
Hmm?
Sir, ethanoic.
Yeah, and carbonic acid is also a weak acid. So when I will write the dissociation equation for carbonic acid, why it's weak? See, we are taking in our soft drinks. So obviously it is weak. If it's strong, we cannot intake, right? So for a dissociation of carbonic acid, we are going to use reversible arrow. And then no. So what? It's not organic, but it is weak. Two having two are those acids which are organic and weak both.
So mineral acid.
Yeah, that is the mineral acid. Okay, completed till here. Okay, now.
I haven't rolled the lessons like
Okay, so acids which are having two COOH are called carboxylic acid. All of them are generally called carboxylic acids. And in these, only the hydrogen which is bonded to oxygen of COOH is dissociates to form hydrogen. Now, we have a two type of compounds. One are acids and the other one are called alkali or bases. What is the difference? Acids, when dissolved in water, produces hydrogen ion. Aqueous solutions, and when we dissolve alkali or base in water, it produces hydroxide ions. And the other difference is acids are H positive or proton donor, they donate hydrogen ion, and bases are the one which accept that hydrogen ion. So that is the major difference between an acid and an alkali. Complete this.
Sir, write me the note.
We have written about COOH that you have to remember that the hydrogen which is bonded to COO is going to be released as an ion, and rest of the hydrogens stay intact in the molecule. Because you can't remember it when you are revising.
Sir, and the rest stay
Undissociated.
Sir, the partially dissociated.
Yeah.
minus C4OH कितना है फिर C4OH?
It's bond.
सर ये कभी-कभी reverse reaction भी हो जाता है like अगर ion
Yeah, the only in weak acids, not in the strong acids.
ये during the reaction होता है
Yeah, during the reaction, the continuously forward and backward reaction are taking place at this with the same speed.
Sir,
Yes.
can you please explain that how the bases are proton acceptors?
We will discuss it. Okay, I'm just stated this. I didn't explain you this in the chemical reactions when we discuss the equations of a reaction between acid and base. Then we will discuss it. Then I will show you how we consider it as a proton acceptor or H positive ion acceptor.
Okay.
Okay, yes, everybody completed till here? Do it quickly. Okay, so when we talk about bases, so if we look at the examples, what are bases?
मुझे acid
ये ऊपर वाला भी नहीं लिखा था.
मुझे समझ
पब्लिक है बस ये ब्लू वाले एल्कली
Okay,
तो मुझे समझ नहीं आया क्या है
What?
alkali और basic
we have discussed that acids are the one which produces hydrogen ions, right? So in the similar way, bases and alkalis are those which produces hydroxide ion when dissolved in water. And the other difference, acids are the one which produces which donates hydrogen ions, and the bases are the one which accepts hydrogen ions.
सर जो ethnic था वो acid था right?
Yeah, it is because it is producing hydrogen ion, it is donating hydrogen ion. Okay. So when we talk about the examples of the bases, so the metal oxides, it means metals bonded to oxygen, they form metal oxide. Like any metal like iron oxide, a copper bonded to oxygen, copper oxide, aluminium bonded to oxygen, aluminium oxide, zinc bonded to oxygen, zinc oxide, calcium bonded to oxygen, calcium oxide. So all of these are bases. In the same way, the hydroxides of metals like sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, copper hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, any metal, if bonded to oxygen forming oxide and bonded to hydroxide forming metal hydroxide, all of them are bases. Beside this, there is another base which we call aqueous ammonia. Okay, if we just call ammonia, then ammonia is a gas. And when we call aqueous ammonia, then it is a base. And it is a weak base. So what is a weak base? It is similar to acid, that the weak acids are the one which partially dissociates. So weak bases are the one which partially dissociates, and strong bases are the one which completely dissociates. So there are three types of bases: metal oxides, metal hydroxides, and aqueous ammonia. Okay, then we have alkali. So when we talk about alkali, if their base is water soluble, then we call it alkali. Okay, if a base is water soluble, then we call it alkali. Okay, the other thing, what bases or alkali do? Basically, bases and alkali neutralizes with acid. So when they react with acid, they cancel out the effect of acid and they neutralize the acid and form salt and water. So those are called acid bases or alkali. Okay. Yeah, in titration we will react an alkali with a acid. So what bases or alkali do? They react with acid, and in that reaction they neutralizes the effect of acid and makes the thing neutral, and we get salt and water. Okay, so see, it's a copper oxide which is a metal oxide, right? And it's a metal hydroxide. What we did, we added it in water, shake it, it didn't dissolve, so it indicates that it's just a base. We added it in water, shaked it, and it dissolves, so it means that it is a base as well as alkali as well. So if a metal oxide or a metal hydroxide dissolves in water, then it is base and as well as alkali. But if it doesn't dissolve in water, then it is just a base. Is this clear to all of you? Okay, complete this quickly.
Sir,
Yes, did you understand? Yes, Khatija?
sir, can you say that all the metal oxides are bases, but metal hydroxides are alkalis as well as bases?
No, no. Because there are some metal oxides which are also dissolved in water.
Sir,
Some metal oxides are there which are dissolving, which can dissolve in water. So they are also alkali. So we can't say that all metal oxides are bases. and all metal hydroxides are alkali. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All
Sir,
are bases, and out of those which are water soluble are called alkali. Okay.
sir,
Yes.
sir, all the bases in acids reacts to form salt in water, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Sir, ये definition bases are the oxide and hydroxide.
This is not the definition. This is the example I have told you. The definition is that bases are the compounds which dissolves in water to form hydroxide. Function of base bases, they neutralizes the acid. What are bases? The metal oxides, the metal hydroxides, and aqueous ammonia are bases. And out of those bases, which are water soluble, are called alkali. Yeah. It is just a base. It is a base as well as an alkali.
अगर तो मेटल अगर हाइड्रोक्साइड या ऑक्साइड से बॉन्ड है तो उसका हम बेस नहीं
Yeah, that is base.
is a weak base
Or alkali.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Khatija.
That here the copper oxide is just a base, right? Because it is not dissolving in water.
Can you repeat? Copper oxide.
I am saying that here copper oxide is just a base, but not alkali because it is not dissolving in water, right?
Yes. For example, if I talk about, let's say calcium oxide. So calcium oxide dissolves in water, so it is alkali as well as base.
Okay, sir.
And in the same way, if we talk about copper hydroxide, it is also doesn't dissolve in water. So it means it's just a base.
तो सर हमें ये कैसे पता define होगा?
So we are going to write the rules of the solubility, that which compounds are water soluble and which are not, that you have to remember.
In next class.
Yeah, when we start the salt preparation, then there we will discuss.
और सर ये जो basics वाली हैं आप हम से आते हैं तो
No, right now you have to know the things like all metal oxides and metal hydroxide and aqueous ammonia are bases. Out of those which are water soluble are alkali, and which are not water soluble, they are just bases. That's it. Yes, if you guys are done, you can leave.
Okay, sir, done. Allah Hafiz.
Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Sir, I am also done.
Okay, you can leave also.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
First sodium hydroxide directly and
Yeah, as well as base.
तो फिर सर आपने कॉपर ऑक्साइड पे क्यों एरो डाला है पेज का?
We have compared the two things,
One is
being an alkali and a base.
weak hydroxide.
Sorry,
Anyway, it's the clean.
metal hydroxide.
Done, sir.
Okay.
So many topics start with
Good. Good.
Okay, are you very artist?
Huh? Let's see. Okay, then.
तो टॉपिकल अभी से स्टार्ट कर दूं या फिर मतलब जनवरी से पूरा
No, start doing topicals.
फ्रॉम नाउ?
Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.